welcome back, everyone, to Halloween Haunts 365. I'm Jerry,
And I'm Terry.
and we got another interview today.
Yes, we do.
We are moving wild.
Never stops.
Never stops. Never time in the off season. But we're going to introduce her because we got a lot of questions to ask her and get into it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let her in here and introduce Brittany from Hera's Nightmare that's getting attacked by her dog right now.
Sorry. Look, you can wait. Hi,
Don't worry,
guys.
ours bothers us all the time.
He's cute.
Say she's all about the cuteness, so.
He's all the cuteness. You can stay.
So, when did the haunt bug or Halloween bug bite you?
I'm gonna say 2014. I think it was 2014, Loki. I was just getting off work and my dad called me and he's like, "Hey, I need your help with something." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, just show up at this address. So I show up, I walk up to this building. It's super suspect. Probably shouldn't be there alone. I walk inside and surprised it's a haunted house. I got thrown in a mask and a costume and said, "Go scare people."
That's awesome. That's a good way to start.
I know. I love that.
Yeah,
So,
it's
Loki,
cool.
when did your Halloween bug start?
Since his birthday.
He is cute.
He is cute.
Who knows what's going on? That's
He
a
just
funny
wants to be a
dog.
part of the party. That's all.
That's fine. So, can you tell us your official title at Hera's Nightmare, even though you do more?
So my official title is general manager.
General Manager, Hera's
Yeah.
Nightmare. So, what's a typical day look like for you? We'll go in season, probably third week in the season on a Friday. What's that look like for you?
Don't giving me flashbacks, trauma. Get up, go to the gym. After I go to the gym, Loki is go away. I go to the haunt. I pick up all the costumes. I take that to the laundromat. Because I really want to make sure that we take care of our actors because like they are our show essentially. So I pick up all the costumes. I take those to the laundromat, clean all of those. I have to stop and get water, snacks, earplugs, first aid stuff because we ran out from last weekend, things like that. Then I get back to the haunt. I put everything where it's supposed to go. I clean up from the previous week's chaos, water bottles everywhere. I don't know if you've been behind the scenes of a haunted house, but it's just candy wrappers and water bottles everywhere. So I clean all that up. I go through the list of actors. I assign them in their places. I assign them their costumes. I go to the makeup department. I write all of the actors, all of their positions, what type of makeup they need. So the makeup department can just kind of like turn and burn. They don't have to stop or ask or be like overly creative. Everything's kind of set up for them. And then I'm trying to think, we do a pump up. We set up the midway out front. We make sure, all the lights are working. The retail store, make sure that's all stocked and ready to go. And then 7:00 we hit the lights and showtime. Then I go sleep probably.
Showtime. So, I know we bothered Carlos with this, but what were some of the biggest challenges in getting Hera's up and running in its first award-winning year?
Oh my gosh. That's a tough question. I mean, there's a lot of curveballs. We had, issues with like, the mall itself. That's a little bit challenging. Like we were getting like notes on our gate about how like we were sinners and like shouldn't have that type of event in the mall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was interesting. But just like, the thought process behind like how we're going to design scenes, what kind of sets we want to do, what do the people want, figuring out how we were going to market, like collaborations, like it's just, you had to find everything. You had to set up your website, set up your social medias, set up the promo days, like having people travel in from out of town to do the filming and the editing. makeup artist, buying all the materials. Like, I'm not a makeup artist. I will never ever end up in a makeup department, but like we had no
Me
idea
neither.
like what type of materials we need to order or have on hand. So there's a lot.
You guys killed it though.
Thank you.
We'll get into the award in a little bit because I just loaded that picture you sent of me in there. Um, so this might be a Carlos and you question, but how do you balance the creative vision of the haunt, aka Carlos, with the business side of things, aka you?
Um, that's exactly what it is. It's balance. So, Carlos is wired wildly like creative, just a super like smart, intelligent like artist. Like he just has these grand ideas, and he hits the floor running, and I have to kind of like pull him back, like, hey buddy, we gotta look at a budget, make sure that we know what we're doing. We can't just put like this one thing in this area. It doesn't make sense. So it is a balance. Like he allows me to kind of be a little bit more creative and like loosen up, and I help him kind of walk a little bit more of a tighter line than he does, that's usually like this.
He does have a lot of energy.
He does.
He's a
God bless
kid.
that man.
He's a kid. He's
very
like,
talented.
mm-hmm. Like it's just his imagination. Like when you think of like children, like how they like make believe, like do tea parties and stuff like that. He doesn't do tea parties that I know of. He could, but that he has that childlike innocence to him when he's creating things, and it's just endless.
Speaking of creating things, Terry, are you still mad at Carlos for taking away your witches after 1 year?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. We didn't take him away. Wink, wink.
Someone's got happy.
That room was that haunt was amazing. I could have just stood there and just been there all night, and I would have been fine.
A really big challenge with that haunt actually. You have to have a lot of like textures and colors and like balance it between the props, the lighting, and things like that. When you think about the Salem witch trials, it's all primitive. Like it's all different shades of brown and cream and white and black, and trying to get that true sense of like the period, but also like have that haunt quality. Like finding that balance was really tough.
Didn't think about that, did you?
No, it's pretty.
She found every Easter egg too, which was hilarious. She's a freak with this crap. What has been the most rewarding part of managing the new haunted attraction?
Ooh, I think our team. Our I've been doing this for a couple years now, and we got really lucky with the staff that came in the first year. Like a lot of them, you're gonna go through ebbs and flows. There's always the little tiffs here and there and things like that. But like we really didn't have any issues. Everyone got along really well. We've done a lot of collaborations with like other haunted houses, and when when we get their actors or their makeup artist, um, they always have like glowing reviews about like how their time was with us, because we have just a friendly, like positive, supportive culture at our haunt. So that's what I'm like most proud of.
Very cool. So, what qualities do you look for when hiring haunt actors and staff, which is always so much fun every year?
Honestly, like there isn't too much that I look for in people. Like I think the fact that most of the time they're coming out of their comfort zone, and they're trying to just experience something new, and that's, I just encourage them to do that. Obviously we want like high energy, find a balance, not total chaos, but like you can turn it on and off. People that aren't afraid to use their body to like express whatever role or character they're in. So we like to do a couple like exercises and stuff, like and this is kind of theater-esque, but like my old director, like she would make us do like with the facial exercises. So you would do like a line like this, and then you would do cat butt, and like just to work your muscles, and like having them do those things, like you can tell which ones are going to be like the good keepers because they just fall right in line, they do it, and then you have the other ones that like they just don't, they're just like, shy, and that's not for them. So you kind of just got to like shake them and be like, you got this, like bring it out of you, give me your best cat butt.
I like it. Yeah, I lost a bet, so now I have to haunt act at Valley of Fear this season. So this should be entertaining.
Was that a loss or a win?
It's gonna be a loss for them. Little do they know, but yeah. So we'll work on that too, because I don't have enough stuff to do during haunt season, right?
Yeah. One more
You
thing.
lost a bet.
Go for it. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna show off this picture of you and the trophy. And I'm going to ask, how did it feel to win the best new haunt at the Transworld Trade Show?
Surreal. I mean, like the whole entire time, Carlos and I were just kind of like, why us? Like, what did we do? What did we do right? And it was really cool too, because we're filled with a room of like, very well known people, like peers, like legends, people that we look up to, people that have inspired us for decades, and sharing the stage with them to get an award. Just it's you wouldn't even think that it was a possibility. So it was very surreal and like a euphoric kind of experience.
Very cool. So, going into that motion, what do you think made Hera's Nightmare stand out from other new haunts?
I think that with like Carlos's creativity, I'm sure you remember from his interview how many times he said Halloween Horror Nights. You know how you do the scream count? You should do a Carlos Halloween Horror Nights count. But he really likes that like motto, the triggers, the sound, the lighting, like the fully immersive scenes. And you don't really see that in local haunts. You really only see that in like commercial attraction. So I think that's like a different element that you're bringing. You're getting that like big show experience, but you're paying, way less for it, and getting not the best experience, but pretty equal to those big boys.
Very cool. So, do you think winning this award impacted your team? Do you think it helped drive them forward and the haunt's popularity moving forward?
We always hope that it's going to bring, the people in. I think it for sure will. But as far as our team's concerned, like everyone is just over the moon, and they just have this energy right now of like, if we were to open the haunt tomorrow, I think you'd have the best scares you've ever had, because everyone's just so pumped. I posted it. We won the award. I posted it because we use a GroupMe for our communication for the team, and I posted it up, and gave them all the credits. Like we won this because of you guys. Like you guys put on a great show. Like our costume department made incredible costumes. Our makeup artists like crushed the makeup. It was such a team effort, and like we received it on behalf of our team, but like it was our team. Our team did that. And as soon as I posted it, everyone lit up, and think of watching your favorite football team win the Super Bowl. Like that energy
I just did. Yeah.
they gave out. Oh no.
I just did, yeah.
I don't know who played the Super Bowl, but congratulations.
Go Birds. But yeah. As soon as we found out, which was probably a couple of seconds after you guys found out, we threw it everywhere. We weren't even there. And we found out like a couple minutes later because all the posts came down. I was like, oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, even when we went back to the Marriott from Hollywood, like random people were walking up like, congratulations. And we're like, how do you know who we are?
That's great.
So, how do you plan to build on the success for the year number 2?
Wow.
I know it's stuff you don't want to think about.
Well, I think because of, again, how big Carlos, how grand his mind is and his thoughts, like I think about 30-ish things that he wants to do this year on the haunt, on top of working at other haunts, doing other scenic design at other haunts
Yeah,
and being
he's
part of
buried
things
right
like
now
that.
at 13th Hour, right? I
Yeah.
saw. Yeah, he's working.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna try and scale that down to like 10, hopefully. Um, but there's gonna be a lot of big changes, a lot of bigger, better. He's not gonna stop. There's some things that we've actually been tinkering around with that we found at Trans World. So we might be integrating some different features that is new to the industry, not just the haunt itself. So
But that's good planning. More light whips. That would help. That was remarkable when I saw that damn thing in the Christmas show, and I
Oh,
still
yeah.
think about it.
the Addie created that, and she actually, I don't, do you remember when she was at the entrance of Hexen and she did her
Oh
bit
yeah.
and she like lifted her hand, smoke came out. She makes
Yeah.
Yep.
these things. She's like an incredible like techie art, like artsy person too. So she actually is filling a role that we never thought we needed, but she's going to do prop fabrication for us. So we're going to have some more cool things like that throughout the haunt.
Yeah, that when I
That's
saw
cool.
that light whip, I was just like,
That was such a cool idea.
Yeah.
it's like, oh man. All right. So this one's gonna go off the beaten track a little bit. So it's raining out. You have nowhere to be. You have nothing to do. The phone's on the charger. You're making popcorn. What movie are you putting in?
Lost Boys.
There we go.
100%.
She just
100%.
saw that this year, by the way. But
Yeah,
What?
yes,
I know.
You're missing out. You got to watch it like 5 times over to like
you
catch
do
up.
have to watch it more than once.
Yeah, because I'm sure I missed a lot, but
It's
it was
so
good. It
It's
was
my
really
favorite movie.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I want a walkthrough of. I want like a Lost Boys walkthrough.
Like a
And
Santa Carlo, like on the pier.
yeah, you can do boardwalk to tunnel to like all kinds of crazy stuff. And the makeup's not hard. They're leather jackets and fangs.
Yep.
I mean, they're missing out. All these old toxic tunnels, we could turn these into vampire Lost Boy scenes. Easy.
Well, it's also, I mean, the cave was also like the abandoned hotel or something
Yeah.
at some point. You could even do like, incorporate that. I 100% agree. The bridge, like walking up the-
Exactly.
Stop.
Exactly.
Yes. Sold.
Just
I'll call
saying, I
Carlos.
wanted a Lost Boys walkthrough forever.
I-
Or like,
listen.
like how he kind of has like a Dracula because you start at Nosferatu and make it the Dracula. He's got to kind of have that. He has that time of Dracula, but like go even further. Just
Yeah,
don't do
yeah.
Twilight, but go through the different generations of like vampire.
Vampires shouldn't sparkle. You should be scared of them.
I liked the movie.
You're an idiot.
I'll be honest with you though. I was in middle school when those movies started coming out, and I was fangirling. It was definitely someone that like was at the theater at midnight waiting to go in. So
Good.
But then she watched the good ones, so that
Right.
that ended. Yeah.
yeah. I saved myself. Brought it back around.
So this we covered a lot of already. Let me find a good question. Ooh, how do you ensure that returning guests still get fresh and terrifying experiences?
Have you met Carlos?
I was just gonna say you could have answered that question by just Carlos. He
He
doesn't stop.
no, he doesn't stop, and it will always change, evolve, new things. Bigger, better sets. I can't stress that anymore. I feel like everyone knows that. It's just expected when you hear Carlos. You're like, oh, he's gonna do something cool. So
So how much were you there for when the haunt was being built? Do you have any behind the scenes fun stories to tell?
so
Carlos, mute now.
Carlos is a big baby. Like he is terrified. He doesn't watch horror movies at all. You can very easily scare him, and that was I took accountability as that was part of my job description. So would scare him often, and there was one time where he was framing a wall, and I snuck up behind him and I just stood there. I think it was there maybe like 5 minutes, and I was like, okay, he's not going to notice, so I'll just say something. It's like, what are you doing? And he jumps up, screamed like a girl, like bloody myrtle curdling, had a handful of screws and just threw them at me.
I'm choking.
Yeah, it was. Or when we were working on Hexen, we got those whiskey barrels.
Mm-hmm.
They're not strong. They're not meant to be stood on. Carlos used a ladder, and it fell through, and then he landed on the coyote and snapped its ear off.
Oh my god!
So that's another one of your what are they called? The Easter egg. You got to find a broken-eared.
Yeah. Okay.
Broken-eared animal, and next time you guys come.
He's a mess.
So, how did you guys develop the themes and storylines for the attraction?
That's all Carlos.
And you just yell at him about budget. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
I mean,
good.
he well, the whole story behind like the concept of Hera's nightmare is Hera. The image of her. She's holding a book. Each attraction is basically a flashback in time to something that like she was a part of or created or something along those lines. So it's endless options to change the themes or the characters, things like that. But that's his own mastermind. I'm sure at some point there may be an actual book that he just starts adding to it that you can like. Maybe we'll mass produce that after like our year 10. We'll make a book that has all of our haunt themes and Hera's stories in it.
Oh, that's a cool idea. Some photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, so Carlos fell through a barrel. That's like when I fell through the bookcase.
The bookcase because you stood on a bookcase.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That kind of came down. It's all right. We were gonna paint that and make it a whole craft thing, and then I turned it into piles of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. All right, so
I think we lost her.
No, she's right there. I can't hear you.
She can't. Nope.
No? That's weird. We'll pause. Yep, there we go. All right, so I want to hear about this crazy collaboration you did with Markov's, Todd from Haunt Review Crew. What was that night? It was the Valentine's event, right?
Yeah, loves a joke. So with me working in the industry for a really long time, that happens pretty often. Like haunts do have guest actors and things like that, and me having my marketing mindset, I was like, why are we putting this out there? Like people should know, like push community is so important. We're not competition, we're community. We all can put on a great show and everyone can come to all of our shows. So I
yes,
reached out,
90% of the industry is community.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I got a wild hair up my what, and I think this would be a really cool concept. What do you guys think? And all of them were like heck yeah, let's do it. Todd came out.
Who was all involved? I want to just give them the huge list.
Yeah, so we had Markov's Haunted Forest. We had Milltown from Lovettsville, Virginia. Field of Screams, Maryland. Distorted Dreams. And I think we also had, and then we had Todd from Todd Talks or the Haunt Review Crew.
The OG Haunt Review Crew. It looked like a very fun time. We already had shit lined up, or we would have been there.
Yeah. We were trying to do both, but it wasn't.
Well, she's about to say something.
Is one of your questions what's next?
We could get into what's next. What are we doing for halfway to Halloween?
We're doing one before that. Surprise.
Oh.
What do we got?
Yeah, what do we got?
Detail or no?
So we are actually announcing it. I think this is going out Monday, right?
You are going to be out like the
next Monday.
Nope, Monday after. So this is Field. You're the 31st.
Okay, so it's an exclusive for the two of you, but by the time this publishes, it won't be an exclusive for the crowd. But we are doing the Easter hunt.
Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
Easter haunt.
Do you
So,
have date? Do you have
uh,
dates on that
I do, but I don't
or a
remember them.
date? Oh,
We're doing one day only. It's 7 to 9. All three attractions are going to be opened up. Um, the first one is going to be called Down the Rabbit Hole. The second one, and that one's going to be kind of like a nod to like Alice in Wonderland, but not like super immersive, just kind of like a little touch here and there. The second one is going to be Chuckles and Truffles, which is a chocolate factory that's run by clowns because the clowns were received very well from Valentine's Day. And then the last one is going to be the hunt. So instead of you hunting for Easter eggs, you were being hunted.
Nice.
that's cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I'm excited now.
We
Surprise!
have one more before
Hell yeah.
halfway.
So are you gonna do a massive collaboration with that too?
Yeah, we are actually. And I had, being at Transworld, we networked with a couple other haunts, so it should be a much bigger, like larger group that's going to come together on this one.
Very cool.
That's cool.
Oh, that's gonna
Are
be a
you
lot.
doing halfway?
We are doing halfway. I want to say it's May 19th,
Yes.
I believe. I could be totally wrong, and I don't want to pull up my camera because I don't want to like
No,
interrupt
you're fine.
the feed. But
It'd probably be 17th because that's a
17th.
Saturday.
okay, yep, that's gonna be one day only as well.
See, I love Christmas, I love Valentine's, I love St. Patty's, but everyone opens the same damn day.
Yeah.
So halfway,
It's spread out.
it's so spread out. So like, I'm hoping to get the like 5 for halfway.
Oh, nice. And you can kind of like, or do you guys go to two
Exactly.
at the same night?
If we could do it too, we'll do it too. I mean, it's not something we really like doing, but sometimes we have to.
Yeah.
Because I like hanging out. I like watching the
Right.
crowds. I like watching everything go down.
Yeah.
But haunt season's a whole different pickle, and it's as many as we can get to. But with halfway, I know someone's already made 2 people are already May 10th, so I already got to make a decision there. So you being May 17th, that's an easy decision.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I know a couple others are spread out, so now I'm excited.
Yeah. So
All
we're doing
right.
definitely halfway.
Very cool. Easter haunt. I
We
forgot.
haven't been to an Easter
I forgot
haunt.
Easter even existed until you brought it up the other day.
Brighton used to do an Easter one
Yes, they did. Yes, they
back
did.
in the day.
Yeah.
Well, we thought like with the huge collaboration that we did with the other haunts, there's no other haunt in our area that does an Easter event, and I was like,
Nope.
that's why we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see how it does.
I
do
I
the
think
big
you have to
collaboration.
go pretty west, like Midwest, to hit an Easter hunt.
Yeah, it's not common at all.
No. No.
So
We
we're
only because only Brighton had one.
Yep,
And then he
during
switched
Easter
to
Bunny.
halfway to Halloween. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I want to hear about the collaboration you had with Morbid Monstrosities, who we will be visiting April 12th.
I absolutely, Sean and Sonia are like the kindest, sweetest people, like just genuine, good-hearted people. Loved working with them. They actually reached out to Carlos and they were like, "Hey, we want to do a facade for our booth." And we're like, "Okay, no big deal." And then they added another space and then added another space and then it was 30 feet wide, 10 foot deep. And then they had this picture because they had went on vacation to New Orleans and they saw a mausoleum. They took a picture of it and they were like, "We kind of want this." So the entire process, we tried to get as close as we could to
Oh, you nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen these mausoleums in person, and you guys nailed it.
Yep, thank you. So yeah, we were just going back and forth throughout the entire process. Steve, the owner of 13th Hour, he played a big role in that as well. Him and Carlos, they did a lot of the fabrication, the construction, and then I came in and did a lot of the finer details, the greenery, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. Yeah,
There are talks that there may be another one for East Coast.
I like that too.
Mhm. Like that.
I can't wait for East Coast. That was one of the highlights of last season was
And
East
you
Coast
were in a
Knowledge Convention.
wheelchair.
And I was even in a wheelchair, but I made it happen.
There you go. Committed.
Yeah.
I think East Coast is going to be a lot bigger this year too. I think it
I
was
looked at the vendor list. It's double.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were very much like testing the waters, and it had a good. I think because like
But
Transworld does
testing
this
the
great.
waters was such bullshit. You knew what it was going to do. Like, look how many flagship haunts we have on this side of the country. You didn't
That's
think it
true.
was going to do good?
Well, but I think it has a lot to do with like Transworld is just so expensive, and people like the average person can't attend those kind of shows. It's just not
I
practical.
Yeah, I agree. And I get it. I'm just messing with them. But the amount of
It's gonna be big.
normies surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot more normal people there than I ever imagined coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know if that helps or hurts because the normie's not buying that $4,000 prop.
I did notice there was a lot of kids too.
Yes. Yeah.
That actually made me really happy because I think that like, you think of like art things, industries, even like theater itself. Like when you go to like the Hippodrome and see like musicals or plays, if you don't involve the next generation at an early age, like it could be a dying art. And so seeing all the kids there that were like excited about the props and the costumes, the characters, all of it, like that's that's the future of the haunt industry.
Yeah. And really, the haunt industry is what's keeping Halloween alive. If you
Yeah.
think about it. I mean, I grew
Mm-hmm.
up in the early 80s. Halloween was everything. I mean, it was you trick or treated for miles. You
Mhm.
filled up pillowcases, then you brought that pillowcase back and you filled up another one.
Right.
And
Yep.
now it's oh well, they're gonna go from 3 to 6, and once it gets dark or cold, we're all going in. Like
Yep.
it's just Halloween's not Halloween anymore. So the haunt
I
industry,
remember when I was you can see all the Kiss stuff behind me.
yeah.
I'm one of 6 kids, and
Oh
one
wow.
year, me and 3 my other siblings, we dressed up as Kiss for Halloween, and we had to have been like 7 or 8 years old. And my mom was just on cloud nine, like super proud of us. She's like, "You're the coolest kids ever." So we're trick or treating. We're doing the whole thing. Doesn't matter about the weather, the street lights, any of that. We were just going, 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 going. And we came out to this house, and they had those huge like buckets with like the handles on it. And we walk up, and he's like, this guy was just like, "You guys don't know nothing about Kiss. Like, why are you wearing those costumes?" And he was like, "I'll tell you what, if you can name 5 Kiss songs right now, you can take this whole bucket with you."
Mm.
So we listed off 5 Kiss songs, and the 4 of us are waddling home with this gigantic bucket.
That's great.
Oh man,
But it's not the same anymore. I mean, I had 2 kids. I
it's
take my
not.
kids out trick or treating, and it's just, and then like the candy, like it's supposed to be about the candy. Like it's okay, you can brush your teeth and go to the dentist. Like you get all these weird little like toys now, or like toothbrushes, or that ain't Halloween.
Yeah,
No.
like we have a lot of kids in our neighborhood, and we get some trick or treaters, but really, we should have to buy 6 bags of candy. We don't have
Yeah.
to. Like, we should be nonstop filling that. It should be
Right.
nonstop traffic, but it's not.
Last year it was. No, we were done.
We had 1 bag, and we were done by 7.
It
Yeah.
Such
before
bull
that.
crap. We're not. That's why we don't even like. I like being home for Halloween, but this year I'm just getting to a haunt. Screw it. I'm
Yeah.
not dealing with it.
Because it's not the same anymore. Like you don't
It's
have
not.
that same what's the word? Nostalgic. It's like you
Right.
like it lost its luster.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, we don't even decorate the outside anymore. We do
No.
the inside because we live here.
Does that
But
stay
yeah,
up year round?
she doesn't let it because she does that whole Christmas thing, and
Ugh.
Hmm.
What is that? What's Christmas?
exactly. Yeah. I told her to keep it up all year. She doesn't listen.
We have a skeleton up,
Yeah.
and I dress him.
She dresses up for the
He's
holidays.
Saint. He's all dressed as Saint Patty's.
Is he?
Oh, he changes for
Yeah.
the holiday. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing him with bunny ears.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we have Easter decorations. I can't stand that
We
holiday more than
do.
any of them. I
Surprise!
We do.
won't even notice. I am 100% Halloween. All right, so let's get back into Harris before we talk about other stuff. What kind of reactions have you received from guests last year?
I mean, great ones. We've had. You know what's really weird is like it's the same location where Hackney was. Of course, it expanded, but like we didn't get any returning customers from Hackney. Like almost everyone that we had were just all newcomers from social media and marketing. And people were just coming, and we had a car of like 4 people that drove like 4 hours to come see us, and we're like, you wouldn't expect that because it already has that negative connotation of being in the mall. It's the first year haunt. Like if it was me, I wouldn't drive 4 hours to go check out a haunt like that. And this is what I live and breathe for. It's just you got to give them a little time to get their bearings going. But people just they loved it. They were coming from hours away traveling. You guys, traveled. Um, it was really cool. And then we have like a super fan too. It's a couple, and it was so cute when they came for haunt season. They loved it. They gave us a rave review. I believe it was on Facebook, and when we announced Christmas on Facebook, they posted up immediately after like OMG, like the best haunt is doing a Christmas event. Like we're gonna be babysitting their website for the tickets to drop, as if it was like
That's so
Halloween Horror
cool.
Nights. And I'm like, I don't want to disappoint you. I hope that we like, you know, just give everybody what they want, but it's a little stressful. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that
Oh
first
yeah.
year it's cheek puckering.
Yes. Yes.
So, are there any guest experiences or reviews that stood out to you?
Mm, yes. So we had it was actually recent, the Valentine's Day event that we had. I don't know if you remember the clown that we had out front with the squeak in her mouth.
Okay.
Oh
Because
yeah.
we're in a mall, there's normal mall traffic there, and there is this little kid, just happened to walk out of Belk and come across the clown and was terrified. But what like because of the character, like in the culture that we have, the actor, her name's Becky, she sat down with this little kid and just kind of eased her into it. And then eventually they were like playing patty cake together, and then the little kid was becoming a scare actor. So it was just like a really cute, like wholesome situation. And then the parents called the following day, and they were like, you went out of your way to while you're running this huge production to help a little kid get over their fear. Like that was something that was really cool.
That's awesome. It's good to hear.
I know. What was it? Our first time there, that girl came out hysterically crying.
So, we were talking to Carlos, and this girl came out, and it looked like she was crying through all 3 attractions. So, she comes passing out. I'm laughing. Carlos goes, I feel bad. I'm like, you need 3 of those a night.
Yeah,
He was
that's
ready to. He was ready to go talk to her.
I know. Oh man, I'm like that's your gold rush right there, bro. You need like 3 of those a night.
we had quite a few. We had quite a few people like running out, or people that would go through like some. I would say probably about 50, maybe more, of people who went through the first one and bailed out, and they were like, we don't care if we don't get our money back. Like we can't do the other two. This is too much. Hi, Loki.
Wow, Loki.
Go lay down, buddy. Come on. Come on. But yeah, we had quite a few that bailed out. We actually had we had people offering up the tickets on Facebook Market, because they're not like time tickets. So once we like scan you in and you're in the attraction, you get the paper ticket.
Yeah,
Right.
If you want to come back a different day, like whatever attraction's not punched, like you can go through it. It's totally fine. So we had people that were doing that. This gentleman brought a bunch of his friends and kids, and it just did not go well. And he had 8 tickets, and they were all like, what, like half of them were one time punch, and the rest of them weren't. And people like posted up on Facebook Market. And somebody like I'm sure the comments of that was like, was it really that scary? And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's good.
That's awesome. That's the best press. It really
Yeah.
is people bailing.
Yep.
So, how do you handle the feedback, both positive and negative, to improve the haunt?
All feedback's good. Um, it really comes down to like the delivery of it. Some people can be a little bit difficult or challenging to receive what they're saying. But I mean, if you kind of push through like the negativity, you could find the core of it, and as long as it's constructive, like Carlos and I and everyone else in our team, like we're very good about hearing and applying and making sure that like we're not just doing what we want and not caring about the community or the staff that we work for. Like we're putting a lot of effort into making sure that we're putting on a show that the community likes and a show that our staff is proud to work at.
Yeah, and the biggest social media for what we do, what you guys do, is sucks that it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
Um, because a lot of people can hide there, and a lot of times you find the negative reviews coming from other places,
Yeah.
staff,
Mhm.
and
You
then
call them keyboard warriors.
yes, keyboard warriors hidden behind fake screen names to
Yeah.
hide where they're
Yep.
really from. And
And that's
unfortunately,
fine.
that's something that goes on, but you can usually spot them because it's usually a review that didn't make sense.
Yeah. There was we actually had one review where somebody basically said that like our advertisement videos were not true to the attraction. Like I guess they had thought that we filmed it somewhere else or like had it fabricate. I'm not sure what their thought process was behind it. Um and part of me was like, sorry you're not happy. The other part of me was like, I really want to go live on Facebook right now and be like, there's this scene. This is this
Yes.
map.
Hi guys, this is where we filmed the commercial.
So
I think it's anyone was wondering. It was right here.
oh, this looks familiar. That looks the same, doesn't it? No.
Same lighting and everything, but different location. How weird.
Yeah. So I think you get
Mm.
sometimes you just want to respond, just be like, you just want to smack people in the head and just be like, stop being silly, but you can't. You gotta like bite your tongue and just take it with a grain of salt.
You breathe and just keep scrolling. That's what
Yeah.
I've learned to do in this 10 years of doing this crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you don't even see half the shit I say.
Nope. I just hear you, bitch.
I don't even bother you with it anymore. Ugh.
That's that you need that though. To work in this industry, you gotta have a good partner.
You
that
do. You do.
yeah. My
Definitely.
husband, I will come home and complain about having, gap filler, great stuff, insulation foam stuck on my skin and it won't come off 3 days later. And then talking about, building and how the scene and foam carving and all blah, 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 whatever. And he just sits there and smiles and he's like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let me unload.
Yep.
Probably doesn't know what I'm
Right.
talking about half the time, but
Right.
Yeah, she's a good teammate.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you.
I know.
Oh, good morning. So, what was the most unexpected guest reaction you had last year?
oh,
Or it could even be this year.
I've never seen this before. We had these two young girls that came through. And she went through the first one fine. The second one, she came out, she was kind of like rocking her head. And then she wouldn't go on the third one. Like she started to go in and then came out and like we had to call EMS because we didn't know what was wrong. We think what happened was maybe she had like a mild seizure
Yeah.
Mm.
from the strobes. But like she could not control her neck. She was just like rocking and it was kind of scary.
Wow.
But I've never
Wow.
seen that 11 years and I haven't seen anything like that.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
No.
Wow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be anything. So, like, yeah, you guys did the right thing.
Yeah, we got her to the hospital. I actually called her the next day and checked in on her, and she's was doing good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I need you never know. You never know what's gonna happen sometimes.
Remind me, I want to talk to her off air about this.
Okay.
Okay. I swear we're getting to your other stuff soon, but what can guests expect from Hera's Nightmare in the upcoming haunt season?
Ooh, I can't say that.
That's fine.
That's okay.
Listen, you can give away as little or as much as you want.
I can say that probably 30% of the haunt and each attraction have been disassembled.
30. That's Carlos. I'm saying 50, but okay, we'll stick with 30.
Listen, there was a lot of negotiating on that.
I knew that would get a reaction out of her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We were in there, I think it was yesterday we were in there, and he was like, how do you feel about doing this and this and that? And I was like, so moving more walls and more materials to buy to update those walls. And he's like, it'll be fine. Just we have stuff here.
We have stuff here.
No,
We'll tear down that hut and there's our lumber for the wall.
it's not. Carlos
He's a
would build a haunt
mess.
on duct tape, zip ties, and dreams.
Mm-hmm. That's how you got to start these days. Are you kidding?
Black tarp.
Oh, the black tarp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or trash bags. I've seen it go as far as duct tape and trash bags together.
See, that question gives up a little too much. I'm not asking that question.
No.
Where do you see Hera's Nightmare in 5 years?
In a massive warehouse with an insane midway, and just think of like your favorite parts of every haunt, you know, the light shows, the fire pits, like the entertainers. We want to go big. We want to have like a whole experience.
I am here for all of that.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, me too. I'm not surprised at all by that answer.
No.
Yeah. Big warehouse.
Is there-
That's our goal. It's what we're working hard for right now.
Gigantic warehouse. I like it.
Yep.
Like one of those Amazon buildings.
Yeah, dude. Oh, please no, don't put that in Carlos's head.
Well, I know there's some over here if you guys want
Right.
to travel a little bit that he
'Cause
kind of
he'll-
got built and don't use.
All those warehouses went up and they're all
They're not-
vacant.
yeah, they're all vacant.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's right
South
before
Jersey.
the Commodore Barrier Bridge.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're big. Like, they're not quite Amazon level, but just under Amazon. They're
Yeah.
bigger than Target.
I could be wrong, but I think he's looking for like anywhere from 30 to 40,000 square feet.
These are probably 300 to 400.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I'll have to like take the floor to be like, Carlos, this is where you can build instead of filling the whole like square footage. We'll start with like a third of it, and then each year, instead of revamping what we just did, we just add more. Maybe.
You know what we did see this season that worked? Kmart.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't think
Because
about that.
they're 50 to 60, I think. And we saw a couple
Yep.
that are still empty.
Kmart's,
Yeah,
Rite Aids.
Fright World in Buffalo is out of a Kmart.
Wow. Okay. Actually,
So you have
wait, no,
you ha-
we went there.
Yeah.
We went there. We went to Everhaunt one night, and then we caught them both in the same
Mhm.
night.
giant, huge midway, 4 attractions.
I really like that concept of how
Me
open
too.
it was.
Mhm.
I think they gotta add at least 5 more minutes to each attraction. They were a little short,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they have the room to do that and still
Yeah.
have a pretty good midway.
Yeah, I agree. And
They
you
have
don't
the-
know. Did you go behind the scenes? Like, is there a lot of
No.
Because I'm wondering if they have more space behind the scenes and they just haven't, expanded there yet.
To me, knowing how big a Kmart was, I think there is room behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And they might just be using that for storage or actors or,
Yeah.
makeup rooms.
Yeah.
But I mean, it even has a parking lot. Every Kmart's going to have that giant parking lot out front.
Yep.
Just an idea.
I'm wondering if Party City, because that's going out of business.
Yep.
Those are
There's
pretty
some
decent.
of those have some good locations. I'm curious if Haunt's going to pop up in one of those, or if Spirit will pick off of their.
Their corpse.
Yeah.
But that's a good point, too. So, Is there anything you'd like to say to the Haunt fans who have not visited Hera's Nightmare yet and completely screwed up last year? Oh, I'm sorry, was that out loud?
No, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I know.
I'm disappointed in you. Do better. No, I think that because we're like we talked about earlier, how his vision is very, very huge, and we kind of set it up like Halloween Horror Nights.
It's
You're not
almost like you have to go every year to keep the hell up.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like a big rule of thumb, at least from what my experience and what I've heard and known. Haunts typically do update about 30% of their haunt every year, and it's because the average consumer goes every 3 to 4 years to visit their attraction. So when they do that, it's a whole brand new attraction.
Yep.
Carlos wants a brand new attraction every year. I need a get well soon basket when you guys come, please.
We'll work on that. I'm gonna get that text chain between you and Carlos so I can just die laughing.
Little bottles of alcohol.
Yeah, little
Just be a
bottles of
fly on the
alcohol.
wall. I totally lost my train of thought.
It doesn't matter. It was a easy question anyway. But yeah,
Okay.
I think my review kind of went, if you didn't make it to Harris last year, you fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
Is that
what it
pretty
was.
much what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah. You did mess up, and it's okay. We forgive you, and we'll see you this year.
Yep.
If
For
we don't, we'll
another
find you.
couple off-season events, which are just as good as the in-season events.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, and the whole collaboration thing too. Like, just because your favorite haunt's not open, like, there are people who are like they're helping us out. Like, come check it out.
Yeah, definitely. You're not going to lose with Markov hunters. I'll tell you that much.
No, no. I've actually been working with Markoffs for quite a few, almost a decade. They are just they're a really awesome team.
They quickly became. Now this is crazy. We've been covering haunts for 10 years. I only made it to Markovs 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
It's a life error. It really
I
is.
don't understand. We were
I-
actually talking to them because they were on the East Coast tour.
Yeah.
I was talking to Raina, Adam, and Paul about it, and they were like, "Yeah, because we did that. Like, now we're on the map." And I was like, "Excuse me, do you know who you are? Like, you guys have been on the map for 15 years."
And I don't know how I missed it. And it was a funny story. I had my kids that weekend, and I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna hit Markovs. It's 2 attractions. We'll be home, fast."
Nope.
Wrong. And
Nope.
I think it was
as
like
soon as I
4
walked
in the morning.
into that midway, I knew I would never miss any. I even went to their Christmas event.
It was stunning.
I hate Christmas.
It was beautiful.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Yep. And I actually was talking to them about that. They didn't put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah, okay.
That's what they said. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what you didn't put effort into it? Like, we were just testing it to see how it would do. And I'm like, well, did it do well? And they're like, yeah. I was like, so it'll be back next year? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right.
You built the whole Scrooge village, but we didn't put any work in. Yeah, okay.
That was their well, you wouldn't know because you only went 2 years ago, but that was their original vampire village that they refaced. Yeah. But they did build the entire Polar Express.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And foam carved the Grinch. That was so
Wow.
cool.
That was
I loved
cool.
it. Mm-hmm.
It was cool. I kept looking right at the real trail though, but
You're like, I'm here, but also, can I go there?
I was about to
that's
tell
what
Nick,
he
like,
said.
dude, I'm cutting through the trees, bro. I'm gonna walk this road. Yeah, that was I'll never miss a year there. It's the first ticket I get every year.
Good, as you should.
Yeah,
And then Hera's the second, right?
Oh, Harris, I'm not. Come on now, I got 2 dates for Harris now. I got 2 dates for Harris now. So, what are some of your favorite area haunts that you've been to, or some that you really want to get to and surprised you haven't been to?
Um, Markov's. I think it's they're my local favorite.
Yeah.
I think the Darkness is untouchable. Like they're just incredible. I really, really, really want to go to Ohio. I want to do if I can, and it's tricky again because like haunt season. Obviously, we have to run our haunt. Being able to travel far somewhere and catch that, like it would be a difficult task. But I would really want to do uh Ohio and Chicago.
Yep.
I did Chicago.
You did do
I did
Chicago.
one in Chicago.
You went to
Hell's Gate.
Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to get down to New Orleans.
See, I would just end up in the graveyard.
No, the 13th Gate is.
Is it good? Yeah. I'm not very well traveled in haunts. Carlos says, and he talks about all these cool haunts, and I'm so jealous. And I'm like, take me with you.
Like I know them, it's just been to them. I still have a lot to get though. I realize that because we only really started traveling probably when we went YouTube about 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
been 4 years.
Huh?
It's been about 4 years.
Yeah, we were a really bad blog in the beginning.
It wasn't that bad.
Come on, I am not a writer.
Yes, you are.
Hey, I've been watching your guys' stuff for quite a few years, so
I appreciate it. Yeah, YouTube's a lot more fun than the blog.
Yeah.
It really is. We have fans, which is
It's so weird.
didn't have that on the
So
blog.
weird.
But yeah, that's when we decided to go all in, and we want to hit a haunt in every state. So we got a little map over there, and we're getting there. But 13th Gate,
good.
Oh my gosh.
I like TikTok too. Like a lot of times, I think that's a really good marketing tool because then the actors can also like market themselves.
yes,
And you come across those actors. What is her name? Andrea. She's the warden's widow.
Oh, huge fan.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
following her for years. And she works nights at her normal job, so I haven't been able to. She'll come on, she said. And it would be an honor to have her on here. But
Yeah,
she
I met
blew
her-
the hell up on TikTok.
Yeah, she did. I met her this year at Transworld. So she's so sweet. But it's just like things like that. Like you don't realize. And then like Transworld this year, like other famous like TikTokers or like popular TikTokers, like viral ones, they were the models
Yeah.
for the makeup
Mhm.
demos. I'm like, this is insane. Like the internet has just so much power.
It and really, TikTok's algorithm is meant for growth.
Yeah,
Like, not every one of your TikToks you're going to take off, but some will.
yeah.
We posted a whole series of I picked like 15 haunts, and it was just my fed head saying blah 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 will be open this day, and this day. Here's the attractions. Make sure you get your tickets now. We hit in 2 weeks 1 million views.
Wow.
I'm
That's
like, I didn't even do anything.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I don't know how those blew up, but 4 of them blew the hell up.
That's awesome.
And nothing else. Like, I've never hit 1 million in anything yet. And it was just, when I saw 1M, I was like, that is insane. So yeah, like you're saying, all haunts need to jump on the social media train.
Yeah.
And I know it's a pain in the ass. Trust me. You were speaking to the choir. If anyone
hard.
writes,
It's hard. It's
It
hard
is.
to have to stay trendy and relevant, but like it is so essential for like the the success of your business and just the industry itself.
it is.
We did the behind the scenes of the Darkness at Transworld this year, and Larry does a Q&A before you go in the haunt, and that was one of the questions, like, how do you market? And he was like, I just record like 30 videos, like 30-second videos at Transworld of like the models or props or just simple things, and he was like,
Right.
and just post those.
Yeah, you just have to do it every day. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
And I do exactly what he does. Her job is literally 30-second clips vertical, and then I'll edit it here, and I'll throw 60 in a drive, so I don't have to worry about it for like 2 months.
Yeah, you just pick off of it.
Just download the drive, edit, hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. I really wish he knew how to do that shit. I'm trying to talk my kid into it. I told him I'll pay him $10 a week.
Okay.
He doesn't have to make them. He literally just has to upload. It'll take him like 30 seconds.
That's fair. Okay.
I know. All right, so we're not done quizzing you yet. Tell us about Pendulum FX.
Yeah. So I've worked in, corporate companies, doing marketing for years. And I've done it for the haunts that I've worked for. There's such a need for collateral in the haunt industry. You have your tickets, you have your flyers, you have your banners, you have your go as far as with your retail store, your merch store, like, the branding. All of our stuff has Hera's nightmare tags on it, like the earring cards or things like that, banners for inside, outside, like all of it. It's every business needs marketing, every business operates the same, every business needs an HR. Like, it's just the way that it goes. You never think about it, you would never know who's behind it. So I was like, why am I not merging my professional work into my passion? And Carlos actually gave me the big push, and he was like, I keep getting calls and messages and stuff like, who does your marketing? You really need to set up a business, because like, people will hire you, they see what you're putting out for me, and people will give you money to do it for them. So it took a leap. I jumped off the cliff without a parachute, and getting a lot of traction, some big things in the works. I can't really divulge on that yet, but
She's got a big thing in the works too. I don't think I told her yet.
What?
That you're taking a look at our website and fixing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, yeah. I don't tell her stuff.
That's the only thing that I'm working on. I'm telling you about the big thing. It's you.
Yep. No, that's really cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It's stuff that's needed, and people don't realize how much it's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some really big haunts becoming big haunts, not because they're epic haunts, but because of the marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So when you can merge a really good haunt and really good marketing, you have a powerhouse.
Yeah, and that's again, like, a lot of my, Carlos is more of the, like, the creative, like the imaginative kind of person. Me, I'm always thinking about, like, growth. How do we grow from this? If we do this, how do we get more money in? How do we get more people in? How do we support our community better? And it's all marketing based. I mean, collaborating with other haunts, it's marketing.
Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
No, that's really exciting. So what are you going to be doing in Pendulum FX for other people? What are some of the ideas, examples?
So website, design or maintenance, when you're, running a haunt or a podcast or working a full-time job, like, you don't necessarily have the time to stop for an hour and to put your new video up, or to remember to post at 6 p.m. on Friday, because that's the peak time for the algorithm. Like, essentially, I'm just filling a void of helping people be able to let their business or their project succeed, and not have to worry about those little minute details. The graphics, like the artwork that I've done for Hera is like, open this weekend, rain or shine, like, experience the nightmare, the videos. I'd like to start doing those for other haunts too. And then there's just kind of helping them, like, establish like a branding kit, have an identity, a voice, like what they want people to see and feel when they come across their business.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, as soon as she did that, I was like, yep, there's a website I need you to take a look at that's been on a shitty-ass blogger for 10 years.
Yeah, that's why I messaged and I was like, let's touch base after we do this interview, because I'm interested.
Yeah, because it's dated. I mean, and I don't really use it anymore except to post the YouTube videos, and it has our merch shop on it.
Right.
That's really,
Yeah.
and it has a list of our pockets, which is fine. I don't really need it to do more, but I need it to look prettier. And Blogger is so limited. Like even
Yeah.
the list of, I might even be able to bring this up for you. Actually, let's see. Look at me. I'm. This is my like third time on StreamYard, and I kind of like it.
Because of like the integration and capabilities.
Well, it's easier for people to join. Before
Okay.
on Zoom, it was cheaper, but you had to have Zoom. You had to get them to sign in. Here, we're doing a 10-year anniversary show where I'm bringing in like 10 people at a time. And I'm going to
Oh
fill
wow. Okay.
25 people, and then we're going to keep. I'm handing out like 100 links, and we're going to go nuts.
That's
And it's going
awesome.
to be like a 2 hour, just high fest. What are you guys up to? Just quick little snippets.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do that on OBS and Zoom because I would have to create a window for everybody, create this. With
No.
StreamYard, they just have to click like you did and they're in.
Yeah. Yeah. That was very smooth and easy. Get minus my Wi-Fi issues, but that's my own problem.
That happens all the time. What was I doing on here?
You were
Bringing up the
showing your
website.
website.
So when I go to the haunts covered, these are all in a list. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Present, share screen, window. There it is. Share. Add the stage. There we go. Look at that. That's cool. So I have to put these all in a row because it's Blogger. That is so annoying. Instead of
Yeah.
doing like four across, four across, four, it doesn't work on Blogger.
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm looking for. It's just easier to put shit on the website because I mean we've been doing a lot of goddamn haunts. I don't need
Yes.
people to scroll for 20 minutes. Like
Yeah.
I'm still scrolling.
Yeah.
That's my biggest annoying in the Blogger. I mean I was able to customize it pretty good, but that right there is just like that
Yeah.
scroll
That's
drives me nuts.
the average person's attention span to like go through that. They're like, I'm bored.
And like
Right.
the menu just looks childish, and that's all you can do for that menu. So like we're real
Oh,
limited with that. So that's what I'm
yeah.
looking at.
Yeah. Usability and visual aspects is like that's really important for haunts too. Like if you go to a haunt's website to buy tickets and you have to click a link and then like find a specific page and then click a link and then do this and then fill this out and then it sends you out somewhere else. Like if you too many steps, people just don't they'll give up.
They
Right.
do.
I do.
I
Yeah.
know. And that's the biggest problem you probably notice is when you share your YouTube video on Facebook,
Hmm.
Facebook takes you to YouTube's website even if you have the app on your phone. That's costing everyone thousands of subscribers because it makes you sign in if you want to subscribe and no one does it.
Yep. Yep. Hmm.
So that little stupid hitch is from little guys to big guys,
Yeah.
costing thousands of subs. And that's something Facebook could easily just fix.
Yeah.
Just say, would you like to open an app? Yes. Instagram does it. Twitter, they all do it, except Facebook to YouTube. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I never realized that. And it's
Yeah.
not hard to integrate that little pop-up button.
No.
Yeah, you have to sign in.
Yeah, it takes you right to YouTube web, and then you have to sign in to like or comment. Like it costs everybody. I was actually talking to the Scare Factor about that not too long ago.
Yeah.
But they get stupid stuff like that. But yeah, so I got to show you my website that drives me crazy.
I peeped it when you messaged me about it. I was like, we could work on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did all right, but
No, you did great with like the tools that you had, but because like
yeah,
it's ever evolving. Like me, like I have to learn new programs all the time because I could use I'm not going to name specific ones, but there are certain programs that like most graphic designers use,
yeah,
um, and it's archaic. It's just not user friendly. It doesn't have a lot of the cool features. Like um, a lot of the new programs, they have things that are kind of like preset, like the HTML coding on the background is already integrated. So instead of you having to type in the code, and change things that way, you click a button and you can use different settings and things to manipulate stuff on the websites or, graphics, things like that. Um, it's the future. You either like we said, you follow it or you become obsolete.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we had this idea 10 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to start a website about haunted attractions. She's like, do you know how to make a website? I'm like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
That's exactly
That's
what you
exactly what I
said.
said.
you sound like me. You were born with the how hard is
You're
it?
like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
You're like, I'll figure it out.
I did too.
You did.
I did. Then you're like, do you know how to use YouTube? No. I don't know how
I'll go
cameras
figure
work.
it out.
I don't know how editing software works, and here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really cool what you're doing. And when we wrap this up, don't hang up quick because I have a couple ideas for you.
You have to ask
Okay.
that question.
What? Yeah, I gotta ask that question when we're off the air.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we went over the club. Is there anything else you want to cover?
I'm just getting started.
There's more toils in the work, guys.
Yeah, I just did the full leap, going haunt full time. That this is after this past haunt season, like I'm fully dedicated to the haunt industry now. So I'm gonna keep, pushing and seeing how far I can, test my how hard is it, Gene.
Yeah. No, that's the way people grow. That's how you keep going.
Right.
And it's people like you why I love this industry for real.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
the
always
the
say
the,
that.
the motors on
Yeah.
like you, Carlos, Reina, just Jim and Gina, like
Yeah.
all over the damn industry. The motors are insane.
Yeah. And a lot
And
of us are really good like multitaskers too. Like I always say that I'm great at many and a master at nothing.
yep, like the hayride manager at Valley of Fear is one of the best photographers I've ever seen in my life. Like that
Yeah.
multitasking is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lake Hickory. I don't know if you've seen them. Like their marketing and their videos, their vlogs. Like they're really,
Fantastic.
yeah,
They
so
they
good.
are on it, and they are on it all year, and
Yeah.
they do like storylines to their reels and stuff too. Like they'll do the popular TikTok, but then like introduce characters and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
they do both. It's very smart.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's really cool. That's something I think down the road we'll implement some sort of structure to that. But I think I'm just trying to keep Carlos on a path right now.
Yeah, you guys are kicking down doors. You got a trophy to show for it. There's more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, ton more. We're just getting
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, but don't hang up. But I do want to thank you for coming on. It's been an absolute blast. We got to learn the management side, which I enjoy, and
Yeah.
learn how even more crazy Carlos is that I've learned. And it's Hackney. I knew Carl. I didn't know Carlos personally until Harris, but I heard of Hackney. I've heard of Carlos, and when I heard he was doing this, it was a no brainer that we were going to be
Yeah.
there as soon as they opened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But guys, make sure you check out the website, harrisnightmare.com. We got haunts coming open.
Yes, we do.
And I'm telling you, the
I'm
off
so
season's just as
excited.
good as the season, so get in there while the crowds are lower.
And by the time this gets published, we'll have the Easter tickets out. So the Easter event.
Oh yeah. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
All right, guys, but this has been Halloween Haunts 365. We'll see you guys out in the fog.
Bye.
Bye.